world. I'm Precious.
I'm Samuel, and we're back. We have missed you.
Yeah, so after spending some time in Senegal, we spent the summer reflecting on our journey and our trip, and
We have a lot to share with you.
yeah, so if you're interested in study abroad,
Learning more about the cultures around you.
if you've ever wanted to see the world beyond your hometown,
Engage in an intercultural experience right from where you are.
if you've ever wondered how will I ever afford to see this beautiful world around me,
If you want to know how the vlog from our time in Senegal ends, then this video is for you.
I'm Precious.
I'm Samuel, and this is More Passion Than Perfection.
We spent a few months in Dakar, Senegal, studying abroad to improve our language skills and learn about the culture.
We met so many amazing people along the way and learned so many great lessons, and we'd love to share some of that with you. Here we go. So, as you may or may not know, the major religion in Senegal is Islam. In fact, it is 96% Muslim. So, studying abroad, we were uncertain about various things.
Yes, we weren't sure as Christians whether we'll be able to find a community of believers that we could fellowship with and continue to grow in our faith. And luckily, when we got there, we found a church that we were able to attend, and also we were able to find a community among us students that were studying internationally, and we would dwell together. We would meet up and sing songs and pray together and just have a fellowship. It was so beautiful to have that public display of our faith. We would go to the beach and just sing songs, play the ukulele.
And then people would walk up and oh, what song is that? It's oh, Christian song. Oh, that's nice. And they were really open to just having conversations about your faith, this intercultural exchange. And you see people praying everywhere you go, on the bus. It's just beautiful to see this religious freedom and religious expression that was available there.
Yeah, and it definitely motivated me to want to share more about my faith in my daily life, and in the words I use, in the way I phrase my sentences. One of the major things was inshallah, which basically means God willing. So many people would say that as a kind of an expression of it may be if God permits it to be.
Yeah, and that inshallah also connects with another part of the culture, which is the idea of time. In Senegal, time is just enjoying the community you have, enjoying the time you have with people that someone may be 5 minutes late, but what you care about is the fact that you're spending time with them, that you got to see them that day.
Yeah, I remember having time with ataya, just sitting down and just having ataya, which is a local tea. So it's tea time, and we would drink tea, and it was a wonderful time to just have those conversations, dwell in community, spontaneous conversations that were not planned or around any certain theme, but it was beautiful to have those conversations.
So another thing I kind of rediscovered about myself is how much I enjoy working with teams towards a common goal. So during my time in Senegal, I had the amazing opportunity to have a multilingual internship with Video Positive. It's an organization that creates educational videos free to different vulnerable populations in Wolof and French, and just about different campaigns and different things to educate the people about the resources they have available to them. So we worked about creating different ideas towards different subject areas and different themes, and it was just great working with another student in the program and with the locals. And we start off the day greeting in Wolof, and then just working on different campaigns in French and sometimes in English as well. It was just a great moment to learn about basically a work environment, but also be working towards this goal of educating the people as well.
Definitely. I had an internship at the L'École Nationale des Beaux-Arts, and so basically I was working with some of the best artists in the country, with musicians, artists, theater artists as well. And so it was amazing to show up there every week and just be immersed in the creativity and just the beauty of it. It really did encourage me to seek to learn more about the history of art. So the monument, you see that we made a video about Monument de la Renaissance Africaine, and it encouraged me to wonder what is the history behind the monument? What is the history behind certain things that the world knows about, that we see, but we I feel like I rarely stopped to see like why does this exist? Why does this matter? What is the significance of this to the people in the environment? Why do people travel across the world to see this monument and the history behind it? So that's definitely something I learned that I want to carry with me across my journey through life, learning the meaning and learning the why behind so many things.
So even going off of that to get to our internships and to classes, of course, on pris le bus, on a pris le bus. We took the bus to get from our neighborhood to where our internship was. And like the bus culture, that's like something that was so different, and just connecting with people on the bus, people like willing to help you, like even learn the language, and you'd be like talking with the apprentice, saying like, "Oh, membros, welcome," so they help you out with like just the correct lingo to use, and also just the idea of like being able to like connect with individuals on the bus. Like people will hand you their baby, like just to hold on the bus, and if someone is sitting and you're standing and you're carrying different like a load or like grocery shopping, like they can carry that for you because they're sitting. Just different things like that happens like on the bus. Ooh, what else? Oh, one other thing is I forget the fact that to pay for your ticket, you can be at the back of the bus, and then you pass your money forward, tell them where you're going, and then you get your ticket back with your change. Like, only in Senegal.
Yeah, it's definitely the Teranga hospitality, you know, like it's everywhere you go. So, in like, they just care so much about your well-being and like I remember having dinners with my host family, and people would just be hungry, and like we'd see over the weekend like the boys playing football in the street, like they would just come in and like eat lunch and like just commune together and eat together, mange ensemble, and it was just a beautiful communal vibe, you know. It was a shared experience. We ate dinner around the bowl together, and it was really beautiful to see that, to experience that.
I think definitely, like, I loved having a host family. I think that was like just my host family, like my sisters, my host brothers, like connecting, learning the language, learning from them. This intercultural exchange that we had was a really beautiful experience, and one that I really value.
Yeah, I remember coming home and being like, "Oh, I have no idea what this Wolof word means, what any of this means." And I would sit around like the TV with my host mom and my host dad, and we would just be like, what does this mean? And they would give me different explanations and just be patient with me as they tried to explain Wolof to me in French. And I was like, oh, I feel like I was learning so much, and I was bonding with my little sister. I would be so excited to come home to her after school, and we would play games, we would call it together. And, you know, it was that sense of home away from home, and it was the peace that came with that. That was definitely a beautiful part of my journey in Senegal.
Yeah, I remember like the first night we showed up, like that, like to the contrast of the day we're leaving.
Oh,
it's
yes,
like,
definitely.
I have no idea what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, and I want to hear it once again. Like something like just this like beautiful moment of like connecting with people over this short period of time and creating memories that will last forever.
Yes, definitely. It was wonderful.
So going off of community, we had the amazing opportunity, or just like we had amazing connections with individuals on our programs. Like we had great connections with our host family, but we were also able to connect with other students in our program. Like we went out, we just shared our struggles, shared our challenges.
Yes, definitely. We had a specific group that we met once a week just to talk, to have some attire, just to dwell among each other and converse about what ways could we come together as a community to make the most of our experience in Senegal. What ways could we use what we're learning in this moment to impact our future, to become who we want to be? What challenges are we experiencing right now that we might actually continue to experience later on in our lives, and what ways would we be able to manage them now that we'll be able to learn from and use better on later on?
And definitely, and through this experience in our time in Senegal, it definitely gave us perspective on like the everyday life, and just continuously learning and growing, and knowing that like each day brings on a new challenge, but just embrace the moment and embrace the time you have, and just enjoy it. It's because you don't know how long it will last.
True. For better or worse, everything comes to an end eventually. So valuing each moment is a beautiful thing.
While we had this amazing experience in Senegal, there were definitely some challenges that we experienced along the way. And one like advice that we have for you is to be open. And now we just have a series of things like regarding being open. Like the challenges were, I think one of the main one was the language barrier.
Definitely, because like we were in a country that the predominant language was French and Wolof, which is neither of our first languages. I mean, we've been learning French, but we were so new to Wolof.
Yeah, I think going off of that, I know there were some days that it was like I can't speak French, I can't speak Wolof. Like it was just this like almost like imposter syndrome of like why am I even here? Like I'm not like I'm like faking it through, but just to know that you have community around you. Like you have to be open and like even making mistakes is part of the journey.
Definitely.
Like that's part of the process of learning and just connecting with people, and that's just why we have like the main things to be open. And like homesickness does happen, like culture shock definitely happens. Like I went in with this assumed like similarity with certain aspects of like what like I thought it would be this way, but it turned out to be something different. So just be open to like once you land or wherever you go, or like the connections you make is definitely going to be different from what you imagine and similar in some way. So just be open to the whole process of learning and connecting in this intercultural engagement.
Definitely. And with that, being aware of like our own biases as well. Like what conceived notions do I have, and why do I have these assumptions? Where is it rooted from? Where did it grow from? Is it based on a fact or is it based on something else? And learning from that and growing in yourself to learn more about other cultures, learn about your culture as well. And other advice is in relations to, money. It's always a hindrance for so many people. How can I travel? I can't afford to. But Google is your friend.
There are so many scholarships out there.
Yeah.
And we just want to encourage you all to apply.
Definitely.
I know one of the main ones is like we have the Gilman Scholarship, and that provides scholarship financial support for students for marginalized backgrounds or underrepresented backgrounds for sure. And we just encourage people to like apply, because if you spend 40 hours on like one application and you get like $1,000 from that, like at this stage in your life, like it's like there are only a few jobs that you'd be working that in 40 hours you would make like $1,000.
Yeah, definitely. Think about it. If you earn $10 an hour, that's what, $400 for putting in 40 hours. But this is like double that, so putting in that time is definitely worth it.
Yeah, and when you have some of them, you can even like reuse some aspects, and it even gets easier. Like you're building off what you have, and so you can just apply to as many as possible, and you never know.
Take the leap of faith, definitely. If you see a requirement, it's like, oh, I don't know if I meet this. Try. It doesn't hurt to try, Send those applications. And what we did is we took Mondays out. So the entire fall semester, we spent every Monday night working on applications, looking up things we can apply for. So carving that time in your schedule, and I know you won't regret it if you look for those scholarships, those opportunities out there for you. While we're waiting for the opportunity to travel, is that we can start to educate ourselves, by reading books by authors from various backgrounds, or books that are set in different locations, so you can learn a little bit about the culture, a little bit about like language influences that may be placed into the books, and we're learning just by doing that.
You can have a pen pal to have this intercultural exchange right from where you are. And now I know there's like technology is so advanced, and now you can have it like through apps or through websites. It's not like the old-fashioned letter writing, but you can have all sorts of fashions to connect with people from. It could be from a different state from where you are, or it could be just a different country and different cultural backgrounds.
There's movies. You can watch movies from different in different languages. We can use subtitles. They're amazing, to as a frame of reference. I know in Senegal, we're able to watch, in my cultural class that we're learning there, we're able to watch movies that reflected the culture that we were learning about, while we were able to see it, and we were able to like be, oh, that's what we read, that's what it means, this is it being put into place, things like that.
And like learn more about the world around you. You can just look at a map to see like, oh, what countries are in Africa, what countries are in Asia, things like that, to learn more about like, oh, maybe if you pick a country for like a week or so, like, oh, today I'm going to learn about Senegal. I'm going to watch all of the vlogs by Precious and Samuel and to learn all of their stories. Or another day you can pick a different country. You can pick like Burundi, you can pick Ghana. You can learn about all the what the country has to offer, and by that you're just learning more about different countries around you.
Yeah, definitely. And with that, when you meet someone, you can have conversations, like those cross-cultural conversations, like, oh, this is what I believe, this is what I know, how do you differ from me, learning within your community. Or when you, like, with this information about the countries in the world, when you meet someone who says, like, oh, hi, I'm from Senegal, you're not wondering, oh, where is that? You know, you have a little bit to go off of, and then further your education and learning more and growing better to be better members of our global community, you know?
Yeah, and to be global citizens, learning a language is so important. We'll definitely recommend it, and it's definitely a process, and it's like a lifelong process. You never stop learning, so just continuously learn more. The different applications, and you can just take different steps along the way to learn a language.
Yes, and the last thing, one more thing would be to look at the history, you know, the history of different things. You can look up monuments, like how we talked about the monuments and like the history behind that. So if you look up monuments of the world and you learn a little bit about that, why does that matter? Learn about how it impacts people, you know, you're learning the history of different countries possibly. It's a wonderful way to learn more about the world around us.
So we just want to take this moment out to just give special thanks to the Gilman Scholarship for providing some support for our study abroad program.
And to our university, Susquehanna University, for making this possible and giving us time to reflect and prepare through our global reflection class and global opportunities preparation course, and to the Go office as well for being a resource for us and choosing our destination, our location, and a French program for preparing us with the language skills we needed to be able to, you know, just have an amazing time in Dakar, Senegal.
And of course to CIEE, our program sponsor provider, and to our host family and the friends and the students we made in Senegal and along the way, and of course to you all for watching all of our videos and joining us on this amazing journey and experience. So some final remarks from us is for you to just know that at the end of like this intercultural experience, I know one thing is that the familiar becomes unfamiliar and the unfamiliar is familiar, if that makes sense. Like the things that were so odd before become your new normal, and the new normal, it's like adjusting this re-entry process. Like that's why we even spent this time reflecting and saying like, how am I different through this process? And we just know like the future is not guaranteed. We just want you to make the most out of today and enjoy each day as it comes to you.
Yes, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to have done this and to have been able to take you all on the journey with us through our weekly vlogs, and the opportunity, like Samuel said, to reflect and stop and, you know, learn and grow from each of our experiences and making the most of it all. So thank you for being with us on that.
Yeah, so as things begin to open, you can take time to venture out into the world. Please be safe and just take that step out and just connect with people from around the world.
Yes, global citizens, y'all. But thank you once again. I'm Precious.
I'm Samuel, and this is More Passion Than Perfection. Thank you for watching all of our blogs, MPTP vlog series, Precious and Samuel Take Dakar, Senegal. Stay tuned for more coming soon. In the meantime, like, subscribe, comment, share. And we watch a lot of our videos. We have a lot. Over a dozen, I think. I don't know.
Yes.
All of our videos of our stories from Senegal. It's been real.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
One last time.
Beneen, yoon.
Inshallah.